All right, let's jump right into Exodus chapter 8. And wow, what a chapter. This is more than just a history lesson. It's a front row seat to a massive confrontation. You've got the God of all creation on one side, and on the other, Pharaoh, the most powerful ruler on the planet. But this isn't just about a battle of wills or some crazy plagues. We're going to get a really close look at what happens inside a person's heart when they decide to defy God.
So that really is the central question here, isn't it? What happens when a person's sheer stubbornness collides with the undeniable power of God? We're about to see this play out in a really clear pattern. There's a warning, then a plague, and then a choice. And it's that choice that really tells us everything we need to know about the pride in Pharaoh's heart. So let's get into it.
You know, it all boils down to this one simple command. God is crystal clear. Let my people go so they can serve me. That's it. That's the line in the sand. Every single thing that's about to happen, all the chaos, all the plagues, it's all because Pharaoh says no to this. And this isn't a friendly request, you know? This is a command from the Creator, and it's about to turn the entire Egyptian empire completely upside down.
Okay, so here we go. Cycle number 1, the plague of frogs. And this is where we see that repeating pattern really start to take shape. But you have to understand, God isn't just picking random annoying things. He's making a powerful statement. See, one of the main gods in Egypt was Hecate, who had the head of a frog and was supposed to be the goddess of fertility. So when God floods the land with frogs, he's hitting them where it hurts. It's a direct, personal, and overwhelming message that their gods have absolutely no power.
And this is the exact pattern we're going to see again and again. It's like a four-step dance. First, God gives a clear warning. Second, the plague hits. Third, Pharaoh begs for it to stop, making all sorts of promises. And fourth, the moment he gets what he wants, the moment the pressure is off, his heart turns right back to stone. Just keep that cycle in your head as we walk through this. I mean, can you even picture this? The scripture says the river literally swarmed with frogs. And they weren't just in the river, they were in their houses, jumping on their beds, in their food, even in the ovens where they baked their bread. Imagine the constant noise, the feeling. There was literally nowhere to hide from this, absolutely no escape. So, of course, under all this pressure, Pharaoh breaks. He calls for Moses, and he sounds like he's giving in. He says, "Pray to the Lord to take the frogs away from me, and I'll let the people go." But listen to that phrasing. It's all about him. Take them away from me. He's not sorry for defying God. He's just desperate to get rid of the frogs. This isn't a change of heart. It's just a cry for comfort. And this right here, this tells you everything. The second the frogs are gone, the promise is gone too. It's fascinating because the original language here really suggests that he made his own heart heavy. He did it himself. It was a deliberate, conscious choice. The relief God gave him didn't lead to a thankful heart. Nope, it just led right back to stubborn pride. So guess what? The cycle starts all over again. Next up, the plague of lice. But this time, God's about to do something different. He's about to show Pharaoh that there's a limit to human tricks and magic. A hard limit. See, up until now, Pharaoh's magicians had been able to kind of copy the first couple of plagues. You know, they used their dark arts to make it seem like they had similar power, which gave Pharaoh an excuse to just blow it all off. But not this time. God tells Aaron to strike the dust of the earth, and that very dust becomes lice. This is an active creation, something from nothing. And the magicians, they try to do the same thing, and they can't. They fail, and it's a total public humiliation. And what happens next is just incredible. The magicians themselves, Pharaoh's own spiritual advisors, go to him and basically surrender. They tell him straight up, this is the finger of God. They're admitting that this isn't some illusion or a magic trick they can't figure out. This is the real deal. His own team is telling him he's fighting against God himself.
So how does Pharaoh respond to this bombshell from his own experts? He just ignores them. He won't listen. Even with his own guys confirming this is God's power, he just digs his heels in deeper. His heart gets even more resistant. Think about that. He's not just defying Moses and Aaron anymore. He's defying his own counselors.
All right, so that leads us to the third cycle in this chapter, the plague of flies. And with this plague, God adds a whole new layer to his demonstration. He's not just going to show his power over all of Egypt. Now, he's going to show his power to make a distinction, to protect his own people right in the middle of it all. And this is just an amazing display of God's total control.
He says he's going to draw a line around the land of Goshen, where his people, the Israelites, are living. So all of Egypt is being corrupted by these awful swarms of flies. I mean, they're everywhere. But in Goshen, nothing. Not a single fly. It's like a protected zone. There is absolutely no way to explain this away as a natural event. It's undeniable.
Okay, so this miracle, this one finally gets Pharaoh to the negotiating table. But notice, he's not surrendering. He's trying to bargain with God. His first offer is, fine, you can go sacrifice, but you have to do it right here, in Egypt, which of course they can't do. So when Moses shoots that down, Pharaoh gives a little more ground. Okay, you can leave, but don't go very far away. See? He's still trying to keep control, to keep them on a short leash.
So Moses agrees to pray, but it gives Pharaoh a very serious warning. He basically says, don't lie to me again, don't play games. And yet, what happens? The very second the flies disappear, Pharaoh goes right back on his word. He breaks his promise. The scripture says he hardened his heart this time also. Even after seeing with his own eyes that God could put a hedge of protection around his people, he still chose defiance.
So when you step back and look at the whole chapter, you see it, right? The main point isn't just the frogs or the lice or the flies. It's this repeating pattern. It's a powerful look at what a hardened heart really is. It's someone choosing to be defiant even when the evidence for God is completely overwhelming.
And the Bible could not be more clear about this. It's so important we get this right. 3 separate times, right here in chapter 8, the text says that Pharaoh hardened his own heart. This wasn't something God was doing to him at this point. This was Pharaoh's own choice, a decision he made over and over and over again.
And that brings us to the big takeaway, the question for all of us, really. The scripture says Pharaoh hardened his own heart. What does that tell us? It tells us about God's incredible patience, giving Pharaoh so many chances, so much evidence. And it also tells us about our own freedom. Every single day we have that same choice. We can see what God is doing and soften our hearts, or we can dig in our heels just like Pharaoh and choose to harden them. It's a sobering thought, but the choice is always ours.